Nintendo has announced a Donkey Kong Bananza Direct presentation for Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025. So rumours had been swirling of a June Nintendo Direct, and it looks like this is it. So while a deep dive into Donkey Kong is great, well, there's many more questions remain about other release dates and other game announcements. So today I'm going to dive into this announcement from Nintendo, plus also look ahead at what else needs to be addressed. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button down below for even more Nintendo content here on Power Up Direct. Well, Nintendo normally have a Direct in June, so looking back in recent years, 2020 was the year that missed a Nintendo Direct, but for very good reason. Well, now Nintendo has announced this Donkey Kong Bananza Direct via the Nintendo Today app, and Nintendo said, tune in Wednesday, June the 18th for a live stream Donkey Kong Bananza Direct presentation. So the message was very short and swift, but I guess we can all look forward to Wednesday for more information about Donkey Kong. Also, Nintendo followed that with a tweet saying it'd be 2 PM British time, so you're going to have to convert that to your equivalent time zone. But this is going to be the first major Nintendo Direct since the launch of the Switch 2, which is going well by all accounts, setting sales records globally. Now, Donkey Kong Bananza is due for release on the 17th of July 2025, and DK is going to have a mysterious purple rock companion. And Donkey Kong rescues the rock early in the game, which is ironic because most of the trailers we've seen so far is DK smashing up the place. Well, Nintendo hasn't revealed the team making Donkey Kong Bananza, with IGN posting the question to Nintendo of America's Bill Trinan earlier on this year, and he said in response, "It is a very good question, you're just going to have to stay tuned, and we always like to start showcasing the game and getting people focused on the gameplay. We're going to have some more information to share about the developer in due time." We've already seen a good amount of information about Donkey Kong Bananza since the reveal on the 2nd of April 2025, and Nintendo showcased the gameplay during the Nintendo Treehouse event in the days following the Switch 2 reveal. I guess it would be good to see if King K. Rool or Diddy Kong are going to be in the game, or maybe even Cranky Kong himself. But one important question does remain: if Nintendo are going to do this deep dive on Donkey Kong on Wednesday, are they going to have a traditional Nintendo Direct in June where they showcase other games and announcements this summer, or are we going to have to wait until September? We had hoped Nintendo would hold a traditional broad June Nintendo Direct either this week or next week, but the deep dive into Donkey Kong may press the pause button on those hopes. Well, let's all look forward to the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct on Wednesday, but next up I want to go into some details about what else we could see in a broader Nintendo Direct. So I reckon we need reminders of games that got release dates, confirming release dates for announced games, and also, of course, announcing new games. So with the reminders, we've got a couple of Switch 2 additions with DLC coming up soon, including Mario Party Jamboree and Jamboree TV, that is also in July. We've got Kirby and the Forgotten Land and its DLC, that's coming in August, and both are Switch 2 edition games. You'd imagine Nintendo wants to keep momentum on the Switch 2 launch by reminding fans these games are coming. Well, next up we've got release dates, so we should get some release dates of announced games. We've got some big first party games including Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Kirby Air Riders Dragon Drive, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Now, out of all these games, I'm probably most excited for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That looks absolutely fantastic. Plus we've got the mouse controls and it's running perfectly smooth on the new Switch 2 hardware at 60 frames per second. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond could be the big Nintendo holiday game that we've been looking for. Kirby Air Riders is an interesting one for me because it's got Sakurai's name attached to it, but given I've played already multiple hours of Mario Kart World, I'm not really 100% sure of the logic releasing two racing games so close to each other. Dragon Drive probably isn't for me, but it's always good to see Nintendo doing interesting things with their control scheme. From the trailers shown, it just didn't really grab me. And then you got Hyrule Warriors, that is another one. I'm a huge Zelda fan, but not a Hyrule Warriors fan. I'm happy the game exists, and it will have some interesting implications for the story of Zelda, but I'm just not sold on the game just yet. But then we've got some other third-party games we need release dates for, so Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is going to be a really big game. I could see Elden Ring getting another huge wave of fans, on the Nintendo Switch 2. Night Rain was a huge release recently, and I think some people underestimated the pull of Elden Ring. This is going to be absolutely huge on the Nintendo Switch 2. Hades 2 is also another game which is going to be really big. This one has been in early access for about a year now on Steam. I've played a good amount of it, it's very good. I reckon most likely it's going to be as big as Hades was on the Nintendo Switch. I have heard rumours this week about Red Dead Redemption 2 being announced for the Switch 2, with Arthur Morgan's voice actor been teasing a big announcement for Red Dead 2, so it's going to be interesting to see if that game comes to the Switch 2. Again, it's another huge game, but an older game, one that originally released in 2018. It certainly fits the model for Nintendo that they've been playing for the Switch 2 launch, releasing basically the greatest hits of the last 10 years, from console games like Cyberpunk 2077, Hitman, Yakuza, and a whole load more as well. As for other third-party announcements, it'd be great to get confirmation of Mina the Hollower coming to Switch 2. This one is a pixel art Zelda-like, similar to Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. Final Fantasy Tactics was another game announced at Summer Game Fest. That would be really good on the Switch 2 in handheld mode. And Dragon Quest 1+2 HD Remaster looks absolutely gorgeous. I think that one is due in October. Also, we have Hollow Knight Silksong, but I'm not going to say too much about that. That one is just going to release when it's ready. Well, finally, we've got the new announcements, so this is interesting territory, and this is new announcements for games we don't yet know about. I think we could see some GameCube games for Nintendo Classics. Mario Strikers was being played on the Nintendo Switch 2 events, so that one is probably imminent. They've also had marketing material featuring Super Mario Sunshine and Fire Emblems. They are certainly possible, but do check out my recent video on my most wanted GameCube games for my full predictions on what GameCube games should be coming and when. You know, I would love to see a teaser for the next 3D Mario game. We don't have confirmation, of which development team Nintendo worked on Donkey Kong Bananza, but it does look like the 3D Mario team could have worked on the game. But maybe Nintendo has one last trick up their sleeve this year with a 3D Mario game for holiday 2025. I think the odds are very slim, but I would love to see it. It's probably also too early for a teaser for the next Zelda game. That one is not likely to arrive until 2028 or 2029. We could see a teaser for a remake if they decide to go that direction, potentially Ocarina of Time or A Link Between Worlds. Both would be excellent additions to the Switch library, but I don't think it's likely at this point in time. Well, mark your calendars for Wednesday, it's going to be fun to dive deeper into Donkey Kong Bananza. Well, let me know what you think about this Donkey Kong Bananza Direct coming on Wednesday. What do you want to see? What are your hopes and your dreams? And do you think we're still going to get a general Nintendo Direct in June? Well, that is it for this video today, looking at the Donkey Kong Bananza Direct announcement for this week. As always, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for even more Nintendo content here on Power Up Direct. Thanks again, I'll see you soon.